games against Minnesota always carry a little bit more of a interest level sometimes around here from fans, from people who maybe only follow some of it. What do you hope you show for the people that are maybe just tuning in to see you for the first time this year here or on the other side of the border?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting weekend for lots of reasons. One, I think both teams are starting to play better. We both came in as being the two youngest teams in college hockey, so as the year goes along, you're hoping you're seeing improvements to get better. Their team has been a little bit more productive lately as far as getting victories, but I think our team the last 3 weekends, and they were all splits, have shown signs that we're closer to getting to the play that we need to. And so I'm excited about where our team is. Obviously, I'm not excited about where we're at in the standings, but I think the way we played this weekend, Friday night, the way we played Saturday, the game on Saturday was lost on special teams. I mean, you get 7 penalties and the other team gets 2 penalties. It's hard to find a way to win games like that. So I thought we played well enough, but maybe not smart enough. So I think going into this weekend it would be another step for us in showing that we are improving and are getting better, and to be able to play against Minnesota and it being, in January when hockey starts to get the momentum here in Madison. I think the crowd will be here for us. I think the excitement will be in the building, and should be a fun weekend for everybody.
Tony back here. 3 splits against 3 pretty good hockey teams. What does that kind of do for your squad to get a little momentum, as you just mentioned?
Yeah, I think with the first half of the year that we had, we were looking for a little more than splits the first 3 weekends back after. I think all of the series, there were some really good things, especially I think the Notre Dame series, the way we started Friday night. Cole comes out and gets his 3 goals. The way we won and how we played was probably our best game for what we're looking for on especially in the second half on how we need to play. And I actually thought we played that way Saturday. It just didn't go that way for us. So I'm inspired by what's happening, and like I said, this weekend's another great opportunity for us. You can throw the records out. Minnesota versus Wisconsin, it's going to be an entertaining hockey game. It's going to be end-to-end action. The atmosphere in the building will be at its peak of this season. And this is a big weekend for us to perform in the right way.
Todd?
There's 10 games left in the regular season. I guess 8 in Big Ten play. What do you see as feasible standings-wise? You talked about not, you don't like where you are in the standings, but what do you see as being a goal, one of those intermediate goals, the short range to get to where you can be by the end of the regular season?
Yeah, we can't split every weekend and go into the playoffs thinking, hey, we're going really, playing really well. We have to progress and do more than that. This is another opportunity for us to perform well against a team that's playing well right now. That's the main objective. I don't want to say we got to go 8-2 in the next 10. I want to say let's win Friday's game and worry about Saturday. And I think that's the approach we have to have. Missing Alex on Saturday night certainly hurt us a little bit. He should be healthy for this weekend. We should be able to have a full lineup as far as guys being back and healthy. That's a good thing. Right now we're going to worry about practice today and getting ready for this weekend.
We saw both sides of Dylan Holloway's aggressiveness, that it creates offense sometimes, creates chances, but it also sends him into the penalty box a couple of times. Is that something you just maybe have to be okay with, that he plays with an edge that's sometimes going to send him to the box, but it's going to create a lot of things for him too?
Yeah, Dylan plays hard. They're playing hard sometimes. The result of that is a penalty. I wouldn't say any of them were bad penalties. I think there's things that as he matures, that he will understand how to, control it a little bit more to maybe, keep himself out of the penalty box a little bit. But his play's been great. The goal Cole scored, the first goal of the game on Friday night, he barrels over a guy, causes the turnover, gets Cole going on his offensive chance. So I thought he was real solid this weekend. I think he continues to get better. And again, we're going to say the same thing, every weekend. We have said the same thing. He's played well enough to look like he should have more points, and one of these days the points will catch up with the chances that he's creating.
Cole, with his 3 goals on Friday, what, if anything, did Notre Dame do differently to limit his effectiveness on Saturday?
Well, one of the things, Alex was out of the lineup. That was a little bit of a factor into it. The other thing, we had 14 minutes of penalties. It takes a little bit of flow out of the offensive players when you have that many penalties. We had 2 power play chances, only 2 power play opportunities in that as well. So he didn't have as many reps offensively or on the man advantage that you normally have. That's probably a little bit. And their goalie played a solid game. Their goalie was better and made the saves when he had to. He still threw 30-plus shots at him. And when the game was on the line and it was tight early, there were some saves that he made, a couple breakaway saves at key points of the game. He made the saves for him.
Todd.
You mentioned about the 2 youngest teams, and in your experience here, what kinds of signs of growth have you seen, since the break, to see that younger guys are maybe accelerating development or understanding of what it takes at this level?
Yeah, I thought the compete and especially the compete for the space and we mentioned this all over and over, the net front positioning, and if you engage yourself in battle enough times and you show everybody that you're willing to put yourself in that position, your team will get better because of it. I think that was a big sign on both Friday and Saturday. I thought we did a really good job of getting to Morris on Friday. I thought Saturday he fought through that traffic and that mess to make the saves. So I give him credit, but I thought we had that same battle level in those areas. I think so that part of it is there's a different level of confidence in being able to play the game that way that I saw this weekend that I was excited about.
Anything further, Todd?
Did you get any explanation from the Big Ten about what happened with the clock Saturday night there?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Anything you can share?
Sure. That after their investigation, they found out that there was a error by the scorekeeper of not starting the clock on time and not letting the officials know that the game clock did not start. So it was an error in the second period there. When we got in a little bit of penalty trouble, the period would have been over 42 seconds earlier, but because of a human error, there's nothing they can do. They said sorry. So, I mean, it happens. I was unfortunate because what should have happened is they should have buzzed the referee and said, "Hey, we got to adjust the clock." That didn't happen. It happens at our buildings. It happens in the NHL. It happens everywhere. Sometimes the clock doesn't start on time, and you blow the horn, and the refs come over there and said, "Hey, we got to reset the clock. This is what happened." And unfortunately, that didn't happen on Saturday. But they fessed up and said, "Hey, we made a mistake. It shouldn't have happened, and we apologize." There's not much you can do about it.